Hello and welcome to Comic Solving Problems. I'm Stephen Allen.
And I'm Erich McElroy. Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome along to the comedy streaming show coming to you on the 28th of September. That's right, only 2 petrol shopping days left till Christmas. Yay!
Hey.
Get it in now. This is your streaming comedy entertainment show where we solve the problems that are in the news. You can watch on YouTube. You can get in touch in the little chat on the side of things, and we'll give you a link later on for some money stuff. But basically, there are problems in the news, and we're about to solve it. And Eric, it's your first go today.
Yes. So thank you very much for joining us. The chat will be there on the YouTube as we go along. And remember, if you would like to like the show as we start. Before we get into my actual problem, I have to say I have a personal problem, Steve.
Oh, dear.
I mean, obviously not just one, but many. And that I have a little bit of a cold. So I'm a little bit sniffly. So I apologize for that. I may have to just be sniffly in a little bit. But I took the COVID test, second one in 2 days. And I don't have COVID, which having a cold now and not having COVID, what's the fucking point?
I don't think I did it on here, did I? I was doing it as stand-up, as the worst people right now are the people who are rancid with a cold, and they go, but don't worry, it's not COVID. I'll tell you what it is. It's something else that I don't want to fucking catch. Keep it to yourself.
I'll try not to lick the microphone.
Yeah, good.
All right. Yeah, well, we'll carry on from there. We'll start with my actual problem, Steve, which is a problem with guns on a Playdate. You aware this is a problem?
No.
Well, because when you have kids of a certain age, you start to hang out in other people's homes. Obviously, we didn't have to do this in lockdown, and it was blissful. But once you do have children, you have to go and hang out with your kids' friends' house. You have to take the kids to other people's houses. Kids come to your house, and because they want to play with their friends. I don't really understand this. It's not something that happened to me as a child. Didn't have friends. But there's a few consequences of this when you start to go into someone else's home. One is that as the parent, you then have to interact with these other parents. But you didn't choose to be with these parents. You're only with these parents because at some point, because your kids are generally the same age, you basically had children around the same time, which means going back in time, you fucked at the same time. And now you're stuck with these people that you have nothing in common with. And you can only talk about that one commonality so many times in front of the kids. But in America, you have other problems with playdates because you might not just get bored, you might also get shot. According to one ER doctor, she said you need to be aware that when you're going over to somebody's house, you need to ask about how they take care of their guns in the house. You got to think, because of course, pre-COVID, you had safety things to think about. Do you have a pool in your house? Do you have a dog? Do you have that weird uncle visiting? Don't really like him. Since COVID, you'd be like, what are your COVID protocols in the house? Are you keeping things clean? But throughout this, you should be asking, where do they keep their guns? Are they secured? Are they unloaded in the house? Obviously, the question, do you have a gun? That answer is going to be, hell yeah, I'm an American.
Great.
You can't judge us for that.
Can't we?
I know you will. You can. But you just have to forget how common guns are in America. We just collect them like sexually transmitted diseases. The more you have, the more you've got. But it's just part of our culture. Like it's something that we've had, even as kids, guns are a big part of it. Like the kind of things we used to play with. Like this commercial actually took me back to some of the games we used to play when I was a kid.
G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe, fighting man from head to toe, on the land, on the sea, in the air.
G.I. Joe attacks! Boom, boom! G.I. Joe takes the hill! Bam, bam! Horrific battle!
Nothing like good old-fashioned American horrific battle play.
God.
Now, I'm not quite as old as that commercial, but man, I wish I was, because some of the toys they had back then
Oh,
were
commando
awesome.
outfit by Marks. Just look at all the things you get. There's a battle map and direction-finding compass. A cat shooting automatic with gun belt and holster. A helmet, a canteen, complete musket and poncho. You get a cat firing gung-ho hand grenade.
Hell yeah, gung-ho hand grenade in America. What did you have growing up in the North, Steve, when you were a kid? What did you throw around? Just lumps of coal? I mean, they would explode as well, I suppose, if done in the right way. But you have to remember about this commercial. This is from the 1950s, right? These are kids born from 1949. This is my dad's age. These are the kind of toys that he grew up with. But you have to remember, all of their dads were probably World War II veterans. So these kids are playing with these super realistic war toys. And it must have been great fun getting Dad to play when he had toys like this.
And look here, this flashing battery-powered machine gun with moving ammo belt shoots rapid-fire bullets. There's a real-looking walkie-talkie, too.
Mom, why is Dad in the basement with the bottle of whiskey again, crying in the corner? I want to play. But you have to think, where did kids get these toys back in the day?
For each set of 3, send 1 box top from Kellogg's Sugar Frosted Flakes and only 25 cents, or send 1 box top from Kellogg's Sugar Corn Pops and 25 cents.
It's an important connection there between the gun epidemic in America and the obesity epidemic in America. Very much a causality there. But you might say to me, Eric, that's the 1950s. Obviously, America's moved on. I mean, what kind of things do you get for your kids now? When it relates to guns around the house, around the neighborhood, or even school.
Innocent armor, bulletproof school bag. Got the plate, everything on here. You see? No holes in the back. I got my son with me, you know what I'm saying? Because I got him one of these school bags for school.
Yeah, duh. It's what every kid needs. Don't get rid of the guns in America. That'd be stupid. Just have your kids wear body armor.
Jesus.
So, obviously, you buy that for your kid, but, how do you know it's going to work? You gotta test it.
So, I got my son right here, you hear me? I'm going to load this thing up. You ready to give it a couple of shots?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, give me 5 shots. Hold it right. Hold it still. Stand still. You don't have to stand too strong. Hold it right. 5 shots.
Some good memories that brings back, Steve. Bonding with Dad while shooting my school kit. Good times. Good times. But, of course, we've seen that they shot at the bag. But do we know if
He
it
shot
works?
5, I shot 1. Oh, hold up. Let's open it up. Oh, baby. Oh, son. Oh, look at that, baby.
Look at that, Steve. Some people in America might not be ready for the vaccine, but they are definitely ready for the shot. Definitely ready. Does he have any other fatherly advice as he sends his child out with his own personal
Get on
body
behind
armor?
the back. Get on behind the back, you heard me? Get behind the back. Look, call me. You get behind the back, you call me. Don't call the police. I'm coming.
Yeah, don't call the police. That, to be fair, that's probably quite good advice for him to tell his son, considering. But I know you might be wondering, wow, that looks like a good idea. Things here in the UK might be getting more and more dicey. Whatever happens in America eventually makes its way to the UK. Steve, how do I get myself one of these? How do I get one for the kids? Well,
For each set of 3, send 1 box top from Kellogg's Sugar Frosted Flakes and only 25 cents, or send...
It still works. It still works, Steve. Just send in the box tops.
I mean, I would say no offense to your home nation, but I really don't care either way. That's just hideous. I mean, wow. It's amazing. It wasn't Kellogg's meant to stop people masturbating. It feels that you've swapped one vice for another one. That, less time on your own trigger, but more time on the actual gun.
both in